Right now, how a national organization, now with a group in Madison, is using ping pong to help people living with Parkinson's take a break from their disease. Also, dozens of exotic animals were surrendered today, no questions asked. Why organizers of today's event say these surrenders help a much bigger cause. But first, the latest from legendary ethologist and conservationist Jane Goodall, as she just wrapped up her speech at UW-Madison. What she shared with the crowd tonight is just ahead. Those stories and more coming up at 10.
And the main thing I want to say is that first, I was born loving animals. People say, where did your love of animals start? Well, I don't know. I was born that way.
New at 10 tonight, world-renowned ethologist and conservationist Jane Goodall presenting a 90-minute lecture at the UW Memorial Union in front of a sold-out crowd. You probably know of Goodall, who turns 89 years old next Monday, for her groundbreaking studies of wild chimpanzees, changing the way we as humans understand our relationship with the rest of the animal kingdom. Goodall opened her speech tonight by talking about how it felt to hear herself introduced and how even she is surprised by where her career has taken her.
And people start talking about all the things I've done. And crowds come to hear me speak. And for me, it's really difficult to reconcile that Jane, who seems to have become an icon through no choosing of my own, and the Jane that's standing here, just me. So there are these two Janes. And I have to work very hard to keep up with that icon that people come to hear. So as long as you know that I'm just me, that's fine. So it's not the icon who's talking to you, it's me, okay?
Goodall is also the founder of the Jane Goodall Institute, a wildlife nonprofit conservation organization with offices in more than 20 countries. Her appearance tonight was part of the University of Wisconsin's Distinguished Lecture Series. In more local news, exotic pet owners had the chance today to give up animals that a normal humane society can't take, an opportunity that, as Braden Ross reports, helps fill a gap organizers believe has lasting impacts.
At any given time, I have anywhere between 200 and 1,000 animals.
John Moyles has seen it all.
Somebody dropped off like a 30-inch alligator.
You can often find him collecting some pretty unique creatures.
A Malaysian giant turtle named Francis, and he was like, his shell was like 2 feet long.
But he's not collecting them to keep.
And we wound up searching high and low. We put him in a sanctuary in Florida.
Moyles is the director of J&R Aquatic Animal Rescue, an organization that takes in and rehomes unwanted exotic pets.
So we take fish, reptiles, amphibians, birds, exotic small animals, and that kind of thing.
They, along with other area rescues, are hosting a surrender event, giving people a safe and easy way to give up their unique animals, no questions asked.
A lot of the animals that we see are just long-lived, so people care about them, and they have all the right equipment, and they did all their homework, but people's lives change. And we are happy to be people's plan B.
With nowhere else to turn, people often release these unwanted animals into the wild, which can have big ecological impacts.
Definitely could cause environmental catastrophe, not even just an issue, just an environmental catastrophe.
These organizations say that's thanks to a gap in the system, one they're hoping to fill.
When you look at a rescue, you're automatically usually thinking like Humane Society, cats, dogs, stuff like that. They have plenty of stuff that comes in. And us filling that space gives these animals a chance at a second life and better opportunities to thrive.
For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
Future brides filled the Monona Terrace Convention Center today, meeting with dozens of vendors and leaving with plenty of inspiration and ideas for their special day. Hosted by Mad City Bridal Expos, the event connects couples with all sorts of vendors, whether it be a photographer, caterer, or a DJ.
I think that they should come with an open mind, not to necessarily be looking for one specific vendor, but to really take the time to get to talk to any and all of the vendors that are here.
The event cost $10 at the door, but entry was free with pre-registration. Ping pong paddles and positive energy is what you'll find during a group session with Ping Pong Parkinson at the East Madison Community Center. As our Nicole Herzog reports, today's Ping Pong Parkinson kickoff event is part of a national effort helping people take a break from their disease, one pong ball at a time.
Whether you're an experienced player or just starting out, Ping Pong Parkinson is all about learning how to play the game and having fun.
Well, I haven't played ping pong for years, so it's fun to come back and learn about how to play it correctly and how to keep the ball on the table.
Ping Pong Parkinson started in New York as a way to raise awareness of the benefits ping pong can bring for people with Parkinson's disease. Now that group has launched in Madison, bringing that level of fun while providing a nice break from day-to-day life.
It's fun, you know, it gets the people here interacting and enjoying themselves and taking a break from the woes of their day.
For those diagnosed with Parkinson's, the group's leader says sometimes exercise is the best medicine.
Sometimes our days can be very challenging. We wake up and we can't move because we're shaking so much, or our balance is really bad and we can't get across the room without a cane or a walker. But doing these kinds of exercises helps to bring that balance back and to be able to function better.
But all this fun doesn't end when the paddles are set down. The group also works on facial exercises, vocal warm-ups, and even some juggling to help them manage the disease. The best part of it all is that anyone can participate. While priority is given to those with Parkinson's, friends and caretakers are welcome to join in.
If a person is diagnosed with Parkinson's, to realize it's not the end of the world. It's just your body is aging a different way than the person next to you is aging. And there are things that you can do to make your life more comfortable, and one of those things is exercise. And ping pong is a great way of doing that.
And you can find the group on Thursdays and Sundays at the East Madison Community Center from 2 to 3:30. In Madison, I'm Nicole Herzog for News 3 Now.
Next tonight, one man has been arrested after he led Monona police on a chase before crashing on the Beltline. Officers report trying to stop the 26-year-old Madison man on West Broadway as part of a drug investigation. That man led police on a chase before losing control of his car when trying to use the exit ramp at John Nolan Drive and the Beltline. After crashing, the man tried to climb over a chain-link fence but was stopped and arrested. Police said the man was in possession of cocaine and oxycodone at the time of his arrest and is currently being held in the Dane County Jail. Let's get a look at your first run forecast with meteorologist Julian Seawright. Julian, more snow today. Are you serious?
Unfortunately, McKenna, that was exactly what happened. We had a small little burst of some snowfall as a band moved its way through some areas of southern Wisconsin. Many of us didn't see it, but here in Madison, we definitely got a little glimpse of it. Good news is it didn't accumulate. So though we had our record-setting snowfall on Saturday, that was nothing what we had earlier to this evening. Now, we are much clearer in terms of no precipitation for our radars. Right now, that last little band starting to make its way just outside of Kenosha, pushing towards Lake Michigan as of right now. But what we're waiting for and watching here in the First One Weather Team is later into next week. Why? Well, we have not just one opportunity to see snow, but more active weather in our forecast as well, coming in from our late Thursday evening and nighttime, and potentially to our Friday and Saturday as well. So we're looking for another rinse and repeat of potentially seeing more active weather late into our work week and heading into our weekend. Outside of that, we'll talk more details about when we could expect or what we could expect later into our work week. But for right now, here's what tonight's going to be shaping up to be. Clear skies, 32 degrees, and temperatures into the upper 20s throughout much of the overnight hours before we fall into around 25 degrees heading into our tonight's low. We'll talk more about how you can plan out to the next work week and when we can expect active weather in a few moments. So then, back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Across the U.S., President Biden has declared a state of emergency in Mississippi as the state begins to recover from this weekend's devastating tornado. The National Weather Service has confirmed Friday's storm was an EF4 tornado, which packed wind gusts around 170 miles an hour. The twister flattened homes, tore apart buildings, and downed trees and power lines.
What we've seen over the last 36 hours in Mississippi, on the one hand, has been heartbreaking to see the loss and devastation of these communities, but on the other hand, has been inspiring and gives me great reason for optimism, and quite frankly, makes me damn proud to be a Mississippian.
The storm is to blame for at least 26 deaths. Several other tornadoes were confirmed in neighboring states. Mike Hallegren is in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, where the destruction is most severe.
Drone footage over Rolling Fork, Mississippi reveals the deadly tornado's impact for miles around.
I know we can rebuild, but what you do with the devastation? What you doing over here?
The help is on the way.
Governor Tate Reeves urged residents to work together in the aftermath of the severe weather that ripped through western Mississippi and other parts of the Deep South.
In times of tragedy, in times of crisis, they stand up and they show up.
On Sunday, President Biden issued an emergency declaration for Mississippi, making federal funds available to the hardest hit areas of one of the nation's poorest regions.
The president has directed us to be here to assist the people of Mississippi, to be here on an enduring basis.
There is simply nothing left of many blocks of downtown Rolling Fork, where homes, offices, and houses of worship have been destroyed from the tornado.
The organ sat here. We were able to salvage it, we hope.
Here in town, the powerful EF4 tornado leveled Father Greg Proctor's church.
What's in your heart when you look at this damage?
It's kind of devastating. Makes my heart sore, but I also am faithful that we can and will come through this.
This weekend's fearsome storm spread far beyond the Mississippi state line. Early Sunday, a tornado reportedly touched down in Georgia's Troup County, destroying homes and downing power lines and trees in its path. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp issued a state of emergency throughout the impacted region. Mike Helgren, Rolling Fork, Mississippi.
In international news, Vice President Kamala Harris is starting a sweeping tour of Africa, building on the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit President Biden hosted in D.C. last December. Harris and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff arrived in Ghana today and will also travel to Tanzania and Zambia over the next week, where the VP will hold talks with each country's president. During her tour, Harris is expected to speak about climate change and Russia's attack in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin says his country will station tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus, marking the first time since the mid-1990s that Moscow will have based such arms outside the country. Tactical nuclear weapons refer to those used for specific gains in the battlefield. Putin did not specify when the weapons would be transferred to Belarus. More local news is just ahead. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at Ford Madison and how fans are ringing in the start of the team's 5th season.
Get Table Makers chicken breasts for just $1.59 a pound, Monday only at Hy-Vee. Your daily deal for Monday is Table Makers chicken breasts for just $1.59 a pound when you buy a 2.5-pound bag, only at Hy-Vee.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Good news. This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Now get a 2022 Explorer with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today. Get all the Z's you need. And during the Super 7-Day Sell-Off, save big on the Doctor's Choice Firm. Now just $664.99. Check out the Summit Firm for only $332.49. Or save $300 on Tempur Breeze and Luxe Adapt mattresses and get a $300 gift. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Just one drop. Oh! Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course!
Precise application, controlled dispensing with Gorilla Strength. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Get Table Makers chicken breasts for just $1.59 a pound, Monday only at Hy-Vee. Your daily deal for Monday is Table Makers chicken breasts for just $1.59 a pound when you buy a 2.5-pound bag, only at Hy-Vee.
The candidates for Madison mayor face off. News 3 Now, channel3000.com, and the Cap Times present a debate between Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and challenger Gloria Reyes.
Watch live streaming Monday at 7 p.m. Replayed Tuesday at 4 on News 3 Now.
Welcome back. The two Madison mayoral candidates in the upcoming April election will face each other tomorrow night in a debate. Incumbent Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is up on the ballot against challenger Gloria Reyes. News 3 Now and the Cap Times are co-sponsoring the debate, which will be moderated by Eric Franke and include Naomi Coles as a panelist. You can watch a live stream of the debate on channel3000.com at 7 p.m. tomorrow, and then again during a re-air on Channel 3 this Tuesday at 4. Ahead of the election, just a reminder, you can vote absentee right now. Here's the latest voting total for here in Madison. Of the more than 30,000 absentee ballots mailed out so far in the city, more than 14,000 have been returned. More than 5,000 people have already voted in-person absentee. And if you want to vote early this week, just visit cityofmadison.com to find your polling location. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Julian, how's it looking out there?
Well, it's going to be a cold night for us, but we're looking at improvements heading into the week ahead of more active weather. So let's talk about the 3 things we'll need to know in order to plan out our new work week. We're going to be expecting for Monday and Tuesday to be on the dry side, sunshine and temperatures into the 40s. However, once we get to Wednesday, we are tracking a little bit of a system that could bring in more snow for us. Not a lot, but could still see some light snowfall for southern Wisconsin. And then the back end of the work week, once again, it's almost a rinse and repeat. We're looking for another system to be bringing in wet weather and active weather heading into the back end of the work week. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Diving into what we can expect later into the week, we're watching for a system to bring in light snow by the time we get into close to the noon hour for our Wednesday here in southern Wisconsin. That's going to linger until we get into our early afternoon, but then once we get into Wednesday evening, it's pretty much clearing out. Then it's quiet. Once we go to Thursday, we're watching for another potent system to bring in rain for southern Wisconsin and snow to our friends to the north. As we get into our Thursday night transitioning, temperatures are going to stay onto the upper 40s. We're still dealing with warmer air for southern Wisconsin, so mainly going to be rain throughout much of southern Wisconsin throughout the course of our Thursday night, transitioning into our Friday afternoon. There might be a period where it breaks, but we're looking for a resurgence of rainfall for southern Wisconsin getting into our Friday evening and night, and then some snow will start to change over once we get into our early Saturday morning. So that's one thing we're going to be watching for, another active pattern once again. But here's a quick look at potentially how much rain we could see for southern Wisconsin, around Madison specifically. An inch, maybe an inch and a half of rainfall, but it's something we're going to be keeping a close eye on. Outside of that, here's how we can plan out our Monday, folks. Waking up in the morning is going to be a cold one, but improvements into the afternoon. Lower 40s, some sunshine. Clouds will start to build, but overall, it's going to be a pretty solid day to start off the week. Now, temperatures themselves will really start to improve once we get to around the lunchtime hour. Plenty of sunshine with areas to the west into the upper 40s, near 50 degrees for Boscobel and Madison holding into those lower 40s. So our afternoon is going to be pretty nice if you have anything that you need to do or take care of outside. But here's a look at our 10-day forecast. A slight improvement for Tuesday, colder for Wednesday, where we have that opportunity to see some snow. And then getting into our Thursday and Friday, we're still going to be looking at warmer temperatures going into potentially seeing some thunderstorms. So another active week.
All right. Thanks, Julian. Another season of USL League One soccer kicked off today with Forward Madison FC traveling west to face Union Omaha in Nebraska. Ahead of the match, our Andrew Banstra spoke to some FC fans here in Madison about their excitement for the start of a new season.
It may not look like it, but soccer season is officially here for Forward Madison Soccer Club, even if it's on the road.
Forward Madison, can't really put into words how excited we are for the year to start. Obviously, you know, it's 5 years. It's our 5th year anniversary for Forward Madison FC, and so you can tell by the energy that's going to be a very special year for us.
5 years of Forward has developed a rabid fan base who've braved the snow to watch their Mingos open the season on the road against Union Omaha.
It's been a long winter, and the team has done some retooling, a lot of new players. Very excited to get started again.
For Derek, it's always been strange watching the pros play where he played in high school at historic Breese-Stevens Field. But for this match, he's been counting down the days.
I'm from Madison, but I recently I live right nearby, and just to be around the stadium and see
the atmosphere, and Madison had a need for a team like this.
Forward returns 4 fan-favorite players from last season, but have added a flock of new footballers, too.
And then we have really exciting talent coming from all over the world. And so Sam Brotherton, who's a former Wisconsin Badgers player, a New Zealand international, he's on the team now. We have guys from England. We have guys from Germany.
That roster left forward so confident, they're guaranteeing a win at their first home match.
And we also have a guaranteed win night. And so our guaranteed win night, it's kind of crazy. So for April 15th, that's our home opener for the USL League One season against Greenville at 6 p.m. that night. And so if we don't win that match, we'll give everyone a free ticket to a future FMFC match. That's how sure we are that we're going to win that match.
Forward is the most northern team in their league, and fans weren't shocked to see a foot of snow to open their football season.
This team has a history of dealing with snow to open the season, so maybe it wasn't even a surprise that we had a foot last night.
Win, loss, or draw, these fans are just excited that soccer season is finally here. In Madison, Andrew Banstrud, News 3 Now.
And it looks like we have a winner in our News 3 Now bracket challenge, although everyone's bracket was severely busted. Don't call it a comeback for sports director Zach Hanley, who trailed early and did last year too, but has now won the bracket. None of the News 3 brackets have any Final Four teams left, which means there are no more points to gain. So congratulations to Zach. Still ahead tonight, a local product and her team are just one win away from the Final Four. Jordan has more about Iowa's Elite 8 battle coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA auto insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. And current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
There were severe health complications with my baby when I was pregnant. We made the decision to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Dan Kelly doesn't believe that women should even have that freedom. On the Supreme Court, Dan Kelly will uphold the criminal ban on abortion. Someone you love might struggle with a pregnancy like I did. And that's why we can't have an extremist like Dan Kelly on the Supreme Court.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Got a good feeling about this, yeah, I'm with it. I got a good feeling about this, yeah, so let's get it. I'm feeling good vibes.
really trust him with a car.
Of course we can, Lindsay, with AAA auto insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA auto insurance and expect something more.
Wisconsin softball spent the weekend in East Lansing, opening up conference play against Michigan State. Now, after splitting the doubleheader on Friday, the Badgers were more than ready to get back in the win column. They got the series finale this afternoon. Spartans up by a run in the 5th. And that's when Katie Keller changes the momentum of this game. With a runner on, she crushes this ball to deep center. Yeah, see you later. 2-run shot gives the Badgers the lead, and that really sparks the offense. The Badgers played 6 more runs to win this one 9-3, win the series. Now it's time to come back to Madison. UW's home opener is set for Tuesday at 3. They will host Green Bay for a doubleheader. Aside from the weather, day 1 of spring practice couldn't have gone any better for the Badgers. They got 2 hours and 15 minutes of work done in 2 hours and 12 minutes. Plus, Luke Fickell liked the discipline, energy, and attitude his team displayed during their first outing. But really, that's been the case since he got here. With all the new being thrown at this program over the last 3.5 months, Fickell is still impressed with how his group has approached everything.
We all know as you get further along, winning cures a lot of things and helps you buy into a lot of things. But I can honestly tell you that these guys have kind of open arms, had a great attitude about, from the way we train, which is a little bit different. The way that we, even go about some of the off-season stuff is a lot different too. And what I've been as impressed with as anything in the last 3.5 months of being here is just the attitude, the openness to what these guys have done for us and what we brought in.
Checking in with Johnny Davis, the former Badger scores a season-high 15 points with 4 rebounds and 2 assists tonight against Toronto. Jay Davis is going to come in clutch from the corner, and that triple gives the Wizards cuts into the Wizards' deficit to make it 3, but the Raptors do go on to win this one by 10. Monona Grove alum McKenna Warnock and the Iowa Hawkeyes are just 1 win away from the Final Four. Got to get past Louisville first. Cards open up on an 8-0 run, then Iowa gets going. Caitlin Clark finds Warnock, and she finds the bottom of the net for 3. Same duo, this time Warnock with the easy layup, and it's a 1-point game. Then Clark takes over. She drops 41 points, making tournament history with the first 40-point triple-double. Warnock adds 17 with 5 boards as Iowa punches its ticket to the Final Four. The Gallery Classic wrapping up in California today. Steve Stricker with an up-and-down round, 5 birdies, 3 bogeys. He finishes the tourney tied for 5th, while Jerry Kelly finishes tied for 32nd. And coming out on top is David Tom. He wins the inaugural Classic at 16 under overall.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Stay with us. Final check your forecast coming up when we return.
After driving cattle in the 1880s, hitting the hay could be a literal experience. But some lucky cowpokes got to sack out in a brand new Sealy mattress. And after 140 years, Sealy is still delivering a great night's sleep.
That's why Denver Mattress is proud to offer the Sealy Posturepedic Plus hand-filled mattress. And right now, save up to $250 and enjoy Posturepedic support where you need it most.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Sealy.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Mozzarella, crispy bacon, and Canadian bacon with nacho cheddar cheese sauce. Now that is an expression.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza, so you can make the pizza great.
In my oven.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
Hey, Dad, look.
Us.
This is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's find us again. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
All right, it's cold out, which is why we're all in turtlenecks, because we're matching Julian tonight.
Yes, we're welcoming you back to the weekend evening with turtlenecks.
Because that is the Julian Seawright signature look.
Hey, now we're all stylish.
Oh my God. All right, tell us the weather.
We are.
Stylish.
Anywho, we are looking at a dry period for the next couple of days. Temperatures will be in the 40s, so the afternoons won't be too bad, but expect a lot more melting over the next couple of days. Then it's going to get colder for Wednesday, and we're tracking some potential snow, but that'll be brief as well. Really, it's going to be the back end of the work week. We're watching for rain and potentially thunderstorms for our Friday.
All right, thanks, Joan. Thanks for joining us tonight. News Now This Morning starts at 4:30.